弥陀佛，大家好。大家听到吗？大家好不好啊？想要跟大家说一声呢，是说等一下大家灌顶完之后呢，在灌顶之前大家就要在外面排队进来灌顶不要在里面所有的同门。还有另外呢，等一下师尊会坐车过来，那大家呢在外面也不要挡道，因为那个镜头会照师尊的车，也不要靠近那个车不要靠近那个车。好，谢谢大家，就在原地上恭迎师尊就好了，谢谢大家。真佛中美国彩虹雷藏寺玛利支天菩萨护摩法会开始，与会大众请起立。 恭迎生活宗创办人、无上法王根本传承上师圣尊莲生活佛、释默莲仙上师，请大家虔诚合掌，唱诵莲花童子心咒。我们一起齐声问候：师尊好，生活好，大家好。现在呢，师尊师母在跟诵的弟子打招呼。
We welcome our lineage root Guru Solanus Living Buddha Lian Sheng to enter into the Homa Hall. Today's Homa is Marici Bodhisattva.我们现在恭请师尊带领我们顶礼坛床。顶礼坛床，做观想大礼拜，礼拜根本传承上师及十方三世一切诸佛。嗡啊吽，观想顶礼，为天心三印，二拜诸菩萨。嗡啊吽，观想顶礼。 回天心三印300诸护法金刚嗡啊吽观想顶礼，回天心三印4平等于其手。
恭请法王圣尊莲生活佛升法王座。请师父莲香上师上座。
We are inviting His Holiness Living Buddha Lian Sheng to ascend to the Dharma throne. We are inviting Semu Aja Master Lian Xiang to please take the Dharma seat. And we are inviting Rinpoche and all the Dharma Masters to please take the Dharma seats.
请教授师法师上座。
We are inviting all the venerables to please take the seats. We are inviting all participants and viewers to please take the seats. Inviting His Holiness Living Buddha Lian Sheng to bless the prayers of the primary supplicants of this Homa. The offering of Hatha. Let us now join our palms with reverence, and we are inviting Vaja Master Si Lian Hua Bizhen to represent all of us to present the offering of Hatha to the lineage root Guru as a symbol of the highest honor. Visualize true Buddha lineage. Namo Vairocana Buddha. Namo Buddha Lucana. Namo Amitabha Buddha. Namo Padma Kumara. Namo Living Buddha Lian Sheng. Visualize Grandmaster and all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas sitting on top of our heads, radiating light to bless us. Recite Padma Kumara mantra.
Om Buddha Lian Sheng Sikti Hom. 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 做四无量观。
Perform the visualization of the four immeasurables, ancestors and relatives from the father side on your right, from the mother side on your left, friends and teachers behind you, enemies and karmic creditors in front of you, and sentient beings around you, together practicing to Buddha Tantric Dharma and ultimately attaining Buddhahood. Wake up call. Recite purification mantras and the Earth Deity mantra. Recite invocation mantra. We sincerely invoke our lineage Gurus, Holiness Living Buddha Lianshan, Namo White Maha Padma Kumara, Namo Lotus Light Self-Mastery Buddha, Namo True Buddha School Lineage Gurus. We sincerely invoke the main deity of Homa, Namo Mariji Bodhisattva. We sincerely invoke the main deity of Homa, Namo Mariji Bodhisattva. We sincerely invoke the main deity of Homa, Namo Mariji Bodhisattva. Namo Golden Mother of the Primordial Jetpan, Namo Five Dhyani Buddhas, Two Buddha School, 8 primary deities, Namo Yamantaka, Namo Akalanata, Namo Four Heavenly Kings, Namo Sma Bodhisattva, Rainbow Temples, all Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, Herukas, Dhammapalas, Dakinis, and divinities. All the deities enshrined the True Buddha Tantric Order at the Seattle Lizang Temple and at the South Mountain Retreat. Rainbow Temples, Mountain God, Earth God, Plant God, Wind God, Water God, Heavenly Fire Gods, Dragon Gods, and all divinities, as well as the city gods, to please radiate light and bless His Homa. Great homage using visualization. First to Root Guru and all Buddhas. Visualize for procession on the ground, release the mudra. Second to all Bodhisattvas. Visualize for procession on the ground, release the mudra. Third to all Herukas and Dhamma protectors. Visualize for procession on the ground, release the mudra. Fourth half bow. Visualize all the offerings to transform, to become innumerable, to fill the whole cosmic space. Make the offering above to the lineage root guru, all the lineage gurus, the main deity of Homa, Mariji Bodhisattva, all Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, Herukas, Dhammapalas, Dakinis, and divinities, and below to all sentient beings. Recite the offering verse and mantra. Mount Meru, 4 continents, sun and moon, transform into precious offerings for the Buddhas. May these wondrous treasures and merits purge our karma to allow for civilization. Fourfold refuge. Visualize our lineage root guru, all the lineage gurus, Buddha jewel, Dhamma jewel, and Sangha jewel, to form bright white light to empower us. Reset mantra.
Namo Gurube, Namo Buddhaye, Namo Tamuye, Namo Sankhaye.
Armor protection. Form Vajraklapsa mudra. Recite Vajrapani mantra 7 times.
Om Barilanjali, Om Barilanjali, Om Barilanjali, Om Barilanjali, Om Barilanjali, Om Barilanjali, Om Barilanjali.
Inviting His Holiness Living Buddha Lien Sheng to perform blessings with mala. Inviting His Holiness Living Buddha Lien Sheng to set ceremonial demarcation, to bless the registration forms, Homa cards, and all the offerings with Vajra bell and scepter. Please stand up and join your palms with reverence, and together we are inviting His Holiness to perform the ritual of opening the Homa fire pit, to lit the Homa fire, to set ceremonial demarcation around it, to make all the offerings, and to perform mudra transformations for purifications, enrichments, magnetization, subjugation, and pardo deliverance. We are inviting all participants to please recite the Hat mantra of the main deity of Homa today, Marici Bodhisattva. We are inviting His Holiness to return to the Dharma throne. We are inviting Simu, the Rinpoche, all the Dharma masters to please return to the seats. We are inviting all participants and viewers, please return to your seats.
Untitled
Recite the heart mantras of the principal deities and incarnate Buddha Amitabha.
Om Panamo Lintoling Soha. Om Ha 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 Wei Samoye Soha. Om Zhi Zui Zun Yi Soha. Om Jambara Chanung Chanaye Soha. Om Ah Hom Beza Guru Be Masiri Hom Se. Om Ah Hom Guru Be Ah Sasamaha Yen Sheng Siri Hom. Dea Ha Om Bekazia Bekazia. Maha Bekazia Raja Samo Kate Soha. 南无36万亿11万9500同名同号阿弥陀佛。南无36万亿11万9500同名同号阿弥陀佛。南无36万亿11万9500同名同号阿弥陀佛。
Recite the supplication to the Buddha to stay in the Saha world. I pay homage and supplicate His Holiness, the virtuous and marvelous Tantrika, all Buddhas of the 10 directions, compassionate Bodhisattvas, Herukas, Dhammapas, and Dakinis, protectors of Dharma. The nights are long, the 3 poisons are proliferating. My body and soul are stricken, tumbling in the misery of perpetual rebirth. With great compassion, His Holiness came to this world to salvage the deluded ones. 3 jewels emanate wondrous light to provide refuge for all. All fortunate beings, human and devas, rely on His Vajra body for the bestowal of teachings, vows, precepts, empowerments, and attainments. We disciples of Buddha plead that you stay in the Saha world to turn the Dharma wheel, to benefit and give happiness to multitudes of sentient beings. Merit dedication. May Allah uphold the Buddha, ascend to the realm of utmost bliss, repaying fourfold generosities from above, aiding those in the 3 realms below. Upon seeing the Buddha, may we transcend life and death. Like the Buddha, may we liberate all. To Buddha's school disciples wholeheartedly pray to the main deity of Homa today, Marici Bodhisattva, the mighty warrior Vajra. By your formidable, boundless Dhamma power, to please protect our lineage with Guru, so that calamities transform into auspiciousness, natural and man-made disasters averted. May he always be happy and carefree, healthy and radiant, prosperous and harmonious. May he continually stay in samsara to turn the great Dharma wheel, to deliver all sentient beings in the 10 directions. Inviting His Holiness Living Buddha Lien Sheng to perform the overall merit dedication. Homage to the one in front of the sun or Surya Deva, brightly radiant Marici Bodhisattva, the mighty warrior Vajra. Homage to the one in front of the sun, the Surya Deva, all-encompassing radiant Marici Bodhisattva, the mighty warrior Vajra. Homage to the one in front of the sun, the Surya Deva, all-encompassing radiant Marici Bodhisattva, the mighty warrior Vajra. Please guide the Bardo spirits to be reborn into the pure Buddha land. Please bless all participants with good health, all wishes fulfilled, calamities transformed into auspiciousness, and strong spiritual commitment. Marici Bodhisattva, who's in charge of all the planetary stars, please protect True Buddha School disciples so that we are untouched by illnesses, untouched by any evil spirits, and uncontaminated by any spells and curses, that the spiritual cultivation would go well. We pray that you bless us with increased good fortune, enhanced wisdom, eradication of all disasters and calamities, and eradication of all the pandemic, and eradication of the coronavirus. We pray that you bless us with harmony, love, and respect. Vairocana Buddha, the radiance, the bright radiance of Vairocana Buddha radiates upon Marici Bodhisattva, and Marici Bodhisattva's bright radiance shine upon the whole Saha world. And all true Buddha disciples will receive the protection from Marici Bodhisattva. That all disasters will not come, all good fortune will increase, all wisdom will be enhanced, and spiritual cultivations will attain the omnipresent radiance. The one in front of the sun, the Surya Deva, the all-encompassing radiance, Marici Bodhisattva, the mighty warrior Vajra, and gods in heavens, gods on earth, may we be far from all calamities, may all calamities abandon us, let all disasters turn into dust. We pray to Marici Bodhisattva to radiate light everywhere and fulfill all of our prayers. May the enemies and enmities be subdued. And the coronavirus disappear. The pandemic disappear. May all calamities disappear. May enemies and enmities disappear. Karmic sicknesses disappear. All afflictions disappear. Recite 100 syllable mantra 3 times.
Ha 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 ha
巴卡文萨瓦达他嘎达贝扎玛咪门查贝泽巴瓦玛哈萨玛亚萨斗阿吽佩唵贝扎萨多萨玛亚玛努巴那亚贝扎萨多德努巴迪查这周美巴瓦苏斗开尤美巴瓦苏波开尤美巴瓦阿努拉东美巴瓦沙瓦西迪美波那亚查沙瓦伽玛苏扎美吉达姆西人咕噜吽哈哈哈哈呵巴卡文萨瓦达他嘎达贝扎玛咪门查贝兹巴瓦玛哈萨玛亚萨斗阿吽佩唵贝扎萨多萨玛亚玛努巴那亚贝扎萨多德努巴迪查这周美巴瓦苏斗开尤美巴瓦苏波开尤美巴瓦阿努拉东美巴瓦沙瓦西迪美布那亚查沙瓦伽玛苏扎美吉达姆西人咕噜吽哈哈哈哈呵巴卡文萨瓦达他嘎达贝扎玛咪门查贝泽巴瓦玛哈萨玛亚萨斗阿吽佩。做观想大礼拜，
Homage using visualization for Surut Guru and all Buddhas. Visualize for procession on the ground, Lily Samudra. Second to all Bodhisattvas. Visualize for procession on the ground, Lily Samudra. Third to all Herukas and Dhamma protectors. Visualize for procession on the ground, Lily Samudra. Fourth half bow. Recite completion mantra.
Om Bring, Om Bring, Om Mani Padme Hum.
Now let's give the greatest round of applause as our utmost gratitude to our lineage Guru for presiding over this Marici Homa fire offering ceremony. Let us now join our palms with the greatest reverence, and together we are inviting His Holiness to bestow the precious Dharma teaching. First, let's pay homage to the lineage Gurus. Homage to the Venerable Monk Liao Ming. Homage to Master Sakya Tengkung. Homage to His Holiness the 16th Karmapa. And homage to Master Dubdan Dorji. Homage to the three jewels of the altar. Homage to the main deity of Homa today, Marici Bodhisattva. Sư母, Tansen Katso, Dutan Siddhi, all Dhamma Masters, Dharma educators, Dharma teachers, Dharma lecturers, Dharma assistants, directors of temples and chapters, all disciples present here and over the internet. Good afternoon, how do you do? How do you do? Aisteru. Sarangi. Hola amigo. Te quiero mucho. Sugoi. Ichiban. Kimochi ii. Chumi. Yappy. Bling bling. Konnichiwa. Today is Marici's birthday, and I know there's a disciple who happens to have his or her birthday today. And today is also Mariji's birthday. Let's sing a birthday song. The Indonesian birthday song. Selamat ulang tahun kami ucapkan, selamat panjang umur kita akan doakan, selamat sejahtera, sehat sentosa, selamat panjang umur dan bahagia. Happy birthday, Mariji Bodhisattva. And everyone that has birthdays today, happy birthday. I would like to announce next Sunday, November 1st, at 3 p.m. we will have the hiking Guan Yin Avalokiteswara Bodhisattva Homa fire offering ceremony. The hiking Guan Yin. We all know that our True Buddha school highly revere hiking sutra. All True Buddha school disciples have great affinity with the hiking Guan Yin Bodhisattva. Everyone chants the hiking sutra. And I don't need to say more about the primary supplicants who wants to become primary supplicants. Who are the real primary supplicants? Because everyone have affinity with the hiking Guan Yin Bodhisattva. This Bodhisattva is also extremely takes care of our True Buddha school disciples. And his mantra is the karma eradication mantra of the seven Buddhas. That's the mantra, and this is the mudra of turning the Dharma wheel, turning the Dharma wheel mudra. And the hiking Guan Yin statue you have all seen. The hiking Guan Yin statue. He's a tremendously great Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva. And on his crown, he wears 7 Buddha crown. Very few who wear 7 Buddha crown. And on his body, there are the 7 Buddhas mantra characters. So, hiking Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva, that's emanated from the 7 Buddhas. That's from the 7 Buddhas. And today is Marici Bodhisattva's birthday. And Marici Bodhisattva runs or moves very quickly in front of the sun or the Surya Deva. And he's a bodhisattva that always wins in battles. And she always wins over all battles. That's why she is referred as the mighty warrior Vajra. And her chariot was drawn by golden pigs, or her lotus throne. In Taoism, Marici Bodhisattva is called the goddess of the Big Dipper. She is in charge of all the stars, the sun, the moon, the Surya Deva, Chandra Deva, the 28 mansions, and all the constellations. She can change the destiny of every human being. And so Marici is in charge of the Big Dipper constellation, the 28 mansions, 36 heavenly spirits, the 72 earthly fiends, sky canopy, the Surya Deva and Chandra Deva. So therefore, she is called the goddess of the Big Dipper. The Japanese ninja regards Marici as their patriarch. The calamities that can be eradicated is legal disasters, or political or governmental problems, or due to travel, if you're on trips in cars, planes, boats, and due to wars and weapons, and disasters due to poisons and toxins. It can be averted by Marici. Or our adversities and karmic creditors that especially try to harm you, and stealing, robbery, and thievery, natural disasters due to the earth, water, fire, and wind. Marici can protect from that, and also the disasters due to demons and evil spirits and ghosts. We will not be invaded by them. And disasters due to wild beasts like snakes, lions, tigers, and wolves. So we cannot talk about the primary supplicants anymore because it's past. So all the savage and wild beasts, like the bears, when the bear sees you, and because you're protected by the Marici, so the bear pretends not to see you. Lions walk by you and just sniff you and then left. And tiger, upon seeing you, would turn around and leave. And snakes too would coil itself, will not invade you. So those are disasters due to wild beasts. So she provides so much benefits. So when you read Marici Sutra, you would know how great her merits are. Next week, there'll be hiking Kuan Yin or hiking Avalokitesvara. That's because at that time I met Golden Mother, and the abbot of that temple was a monk called Si Huineng. Si Huiling. His name was Si Huiling. And the ordained monk gave me a sutra. So the first sutra I ever encountered was the hiking Kuan Yin Sutra, and I memorized it. So the hiking sutra has the lineage of the True Buddha school. Now let me start with a joke. The police officer scolded the thief. Strange. Your arms and legs are complete, and why don't you do other things? Instead you become a thief. And the thief replied, but police officer, if I don't have arms and legs and I become a thief, then that would be strange. If I can become a thief without arms and legs. Because the thief has one more hand than most of us. We often say that you have good hands and feet. Why do you become a thief? But actually, without arms and legs, how can you become a thief? Now, we will do the question and answer. From Indonesia, Fidelia, she asked, may we have our pets receive empowerment if we let them take refuge in Grandmaster? Yes, that's allowed. Because of the 6 paths of the humans, heavenly realm, humans, asura, hell, hungry ghosts, and animals, they all can take refuge in a true and authentic Acharya. Can take a refuge in an authentic Acharya endowed with virtues. Yes, you can let your pets receive empowerment. After the pets receive empowerment, they have received the connection or the affinity of taking refuge. That in the future, if they are being reborn as a human being, they would have affinity with the Buddha. Because they are considered sentient beings. So we can have the pets receive empowerment and to let them take refuge in Grandmaster. Malaysia, Lian Hoa Jian Wen asked, Grandmaster, a while back, a fellow disciple I knew passed away. It was during severe COVID, and we were prohibited from leaving the house, and all religious activities were also banned. Then I learned that his family did not do any rituals other than the simple gesture of lighting incense. This fellow disciple had once told me that he had completed 8 million recitations of the Root Guru mantra, and everyone quietly prayed to Grandmaster to deliver him. A few days later, when I was practicing at home, all of a sudden I saw him in front of me with his eyes wide open and kept yelling, Grandmaster did not come and deliver me. It's strange because Grandmaster was standing right in front of him. He could just follow Grandmaster. How come he didn't see Grandmaster? So Grandmaster, was my seeing true? I don't understand what had happened. Could you please explain? In these periods of time, that we have coronavirus, so things are done very simply, like you just use a straw mat and then wrap you around and just burn you. Even the loved ones cannot get close. In this world, it's very rare to have this kind of event. Grandmaster has lived for this long. I have never encountered this kind of pandemic. I believe all of you, it's the first time for all of you, for all of us, to encounter this kind of epidemic. The most touching or moving thing is the woman has got the coronavirus, laying in her sick bed in the hospital, and it was surrounded by plastic cloth, and the boyfriend visited her, and he was wearing the protective outfit that looks like a space outfit, and the girlfriend was inside the protective. And when the boyfriend saw that, he took off all his protective gear and his mask and everything. And then he walked into the plastic covering. And then kissed his girlfriend. And finally, both died together. That scene was quite touching. That kind of love is a true love. Now back to the question. That's really moving, seeing that. There's a disciple who has completed 8 million recitation of the Guru mantra. And because of the COVID, this person, Lianhua Jianwen, when he was practicing, kept yelling that Grandmaster did not come and deliver me. But Grandmaster was standing in front of him, but he did not see Grandmaster. Why? How could that be? Let me ask Golden Mother. So what had happened there? Golden Mother replied that this person who had chanted 8 million times of Root Guru mantra, and Grandmaster was clearly standing right in front of him trying to deliver him, but he did not see Grandmaster. And the main reason was because he violated one of the 5 precepts, one of the 5 basic precepts. And that's a heavy karma, a grave precept. I did not want to say what precept he violated. So, because he violated the precept, it created an obstruction in front of you. So, therefore, you would not be able to see Grandmaster. Lianhua Jianwen could see Grandmaster, but that other disciple could not because he had that obstruction. Because he violated the 5 basic precepts, which is not to kill, not to steal, not to have infidelity, not to lie, and not to get intoxicated. And intoxicated or getting alcohol is a light precepts that should not create obstruction. But if because of the lies, it created killing, it caused killing. So killing, stealing, and improper sexual conduct, infidelity can create obstructions. So this disciple had breached the precepts of not to kill, not to steal, and not to be infidel. So that's my answer to the first question. Typically, after chanting 8 million times of the root guru mantra, that you should be able to avert the coronavirus. It would generate such power. The fact that you cannot, that means something happened. The next question from Taiwan, Lianhua Xipeng. Compassionate Grandmaster Tasi Chiri. Your disciple Lianhua Xipeng lives in seclusion in the Untitled Chapter in Kaohsiung, Taiwan. Don't people know that you are Lianhua Xipeng? Why did you say that you are invisibly stay at that chapter? Does it mean that you have mastered Mahariji's practice of invisibility? Or you went there and nobody else knew that you are Lianhua Xipeng? From the Untitled Chapter in Kaohsiung. Question 1. Whenever I eat foods that have been offered to ancestors, gods and Buddhas, immediately I would feel discomfort, but after bowel movement it would be much better. When Grandmaster transmitted the Kalachakra Purba Tantric Dharma, you mentioned that Guru Padmasambhava practiced in the cemetery and also ate foods that have been offered. My question is there a way to alleviate this so that I can eat foods that have been offered to the gods, Buddhas and ghosts without violating the precept of stealing, so that I can energize myself from it instead of feeling bowel discomfort? Yes, there is a way. This is a good question. We all know that many people ask the Seattle Lichang Temple to perform the ritual of the white rituals of chanting for the deceased. So all those offering items, were they eaten by the Sangha members? No. Oh, they were given to the food banks. Then don't you harm other people then? They are ordinary people, they are not ordained people. Actually, if you are spiritual cultivators, you're lay practitioners, you don't normally eat those, because food that have been eaten by the ghost, the gods and the ghost, their energy would be on the foods. Foods that have been eaten by ghosts or spirits would be contaminated by their qi. So they are rather unclean. But is there a way to transform it? Yes. You have to add one procedure, which is if you can eliminate the impure qi energy, whether it's for lay practitioners or ordained practitioners, monks, or bhikshus, bhikshunis, upasakas, upasakis, then they can be eaten. They can still eat those offering items after. So what is the way to transform it, to alleviate it? If you can use a cleansing method to cleanse those food, then they can be eaten. And how do you cleanse them? And like when we chant the purification mantras, we do chant purification mantras, right? So you chant the purification mantras and you invoke the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas to bless those food, to purify them. Then you can eat them. After you complete reciting the purification mantras, then you invoke like Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva, that her brow point radiates white light upon this food. That Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva descends and personally use his light to radiate upon the food, to cleanse the food. Then the bad or the impure energy on the food would be eradicated. Then you can eat it and you will not feel any discomfort. So if you want to eat the foods that have been offered, then you can chant purification mantras, and then you invoke Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva or your yidam to radiate light upon the food to cleanse the dirty or foul energy. Then you can eat them. Nowadays, people invent that people can drink urine, pee. Why can't you drink it? Because in urine there's still a lot of nutrients that did not get absorbed. In Chinese it's called the dragon returning water. So you can drink your own pee or urine. And the reference can eat their own shits or poo in Cantonese. Why? You know, the poo of healthy people, because the good bacteria of a healthy person would be on his poo. But you don't want to eat poo from unhealthy people. But a healthy person, a strong and healthy in body and mind, and what they poo is like a golden long poo. Then you can buy it to eat. And what good is it? You can use carbon to eradicate the smell, the foul smell first. but the good bacteria and the nutrients are still there, and you can eat a little bit every day, 3 times a day, then your intestines will be healthy. So people nowadays do research on this. Why do people want to eat poo? That eating poo can make your digestive system, intestines to become healthy. Because after years, the intestines filled with rotten stuff. But after taking in the good bacteria from the healthy person's poo, then you can adjust your own intestines. It makes sense, right? Because the poo of a healthy person or shit, there are good bacteria on it. So the excretion actually still has some good nutrients, and you also take in the good bacteria, then your digestive system will become healthy. That's the theory. So you can cut it into pieces. And every day, like eating sausage. So the food offerings to the gods and ghosts makes me think of eating poo and drinking pee. So although they are not normally eaten by human beings, but you can. That's a kind of transformation. You know, in Tantrayana, the pee is called the small fragrance, and the poo is called the big fragrance. So in Tantrayana, there are many people who drink pee and eat poo. As long as you know that's a true spiritual cultivator, then you can sell your pee and your poo. If you are a real cultivator. In Tibet, in Tibetan Tantrayana, a true spiritual cultivator, their big fragrance and small fragrance can be sold. Can be offered to the ghosts and gods. And the second question by Lianhua Shipeng. Recently, after chanting the True Buddha Sutra, my abdomen feels warm, and at the Mingmen acupuncture point and the 2 kidney area feel warm. Sweat even forms at my forehead and chest. Grandmaster, is this due to the warming weather, which is normal, or is there anything I should adjust? Asked by Lianhua Shipeng. Is the weather warming recently? In Seattle, it's becoming cold. In Taiwan, it should be autumn too. It should be cooling and not warming. I don't know when you asked this question. So during the chanting, you feel your abdomen warm, that's a good sign. And then warm at the Mingmen and kidney areas, that's good. And sweat at the forehead and chest, that's a good sign. That's a normal sign. So when you chant the sutra until it becomes lucid, or you chant mantra until the mantra becomes radiant or luminous, and then the luminosity or clear light radiance is filling all over your body and generating warmth, that's a good sign. We are toward the late fall in Seattle, and I believe in Taiwan too. So if you feel warmth in your abdomen and at the Mingmen and kidney area, or sweat at the forehead and chest, those are all good signs and they are normal. Some people would experience that chanting mantra, some people chanting sutra, or practicing qi, or breathing practice, or practicing the qi channels and light drops. Those can happen. Those are good signs. Today only questions by 2 people. Xiaoming asked his mom, a girl Xiaoming. Mom, if I marry a foreigner, can you approve? And mom replied, don't be silly. As long as you can get married, it doesn't matter. Not to mention foreigner, even if it's extraterrestrial, I would approve too. I believe this Xiaoming is the sister of the pig, Precept pig. These few days, everyone asks, how long is the warranty for man after marriage? But the answer is simple. As long as it's being repaired regularly, then it would last a long time. There's a pigeon that shit on Dad's face, and he said, Xiaoming, get a tissue paper, quick. And then Xiaoming asked, but the pigeon flies so high, how can I wipe his ass? Actually, the dad wants to wipe his own face. That's why sometimes there's misunderstanding. And studying Buddhism, we should not misunderstand. The daughter told her mom, Mom, do you remember? I can live even if I don't eat or drink for 1 week. And mom said, that's against the science, I don't believe it. And the daughter replied, then why don't you send me my living expenses? And mom replied, I know you can win over the science. The mom is just so. Today we will continue to talk about Lamdre. Point number 7. The different characters of the 5 afflictions. Om character primarily assimilates into the feces ambrosia, the great fragrance, which is pu, which generates ignorance. And our character primarily assimilates into the white body ambrosia, which generates greed. So the white body, okay, Om is on the pu, A is on the semen, which generates greed or desire. And Hom character primarily assimilates into the urine or P ambrosia, which generates anger. So greed, anger, and ignorance or delusion. And Cha character primarily assimilates into the red body ambrosia, which generates pride. The red ambrosia is blood. And the Pei character primarily assimilates into flesh ambrosia, which generates jealousy, envy, jealousy. Pei character primarily assimilates into the flesh ambrosia. What is the? This is the big flesh, small flesh. Clear Master was in charge of buyers to buy food, like a purchaser, to buy food for the military groups. So I went to the markets and I would buy meat, and the highest quality meat is more meat, and then the middle quality meat is half, and the 5 flour meat is mostly fat and less meat. So the ambrosia of it's basically flesh or muscle, which has less fat, which generates jealousy. So we talk about greed, anger, delusion, pride, and doubt. So this generates jealousy and envy. So 5 kinds of afflictions: greed, anger, delusion, doubt, and pride. So 5 kinds of afflictions being placed at different places as characters. These are actually not important for us. You visualize your big, your pu, your pi. or the red body, the blood, and visualize the muscles on your body and place the characters there as the kinds of afflictions. It primarily talks about the placements of different characters and what it could generate. And point number 8, the different 4R characters. The R character as the seed of the heavenly path, the R character of the wisdom, the R character of the essence, and the outer shape of an R character. Inside the body, there are 6 R characters. The above 4 plus the R character spoken by relying on the inside and the category R character. In sum, 9 R characters have to be selected. Anything beyond is without boundary. All these characters are primarily in the scope of Vajra body. According to the different scopes of the Vajra body and the different requirements of the various main texts in the Tantra division, say, the alaya consciousness of the mind relies on the habitual tendencies of the 6 paths. Vajra Tantra lineage asserts that the location of the 6 characters is at the navel. Chakra Samvara Tantra at the Lotus Palace, Guya Samaya Tantra at the opening of the crown. The 4 Tantra and Sambhuga Tantra asserts that the locations are at the joints inside the body. These are the different assertions due to the different goals of this Tantra. They don't contradict each other. So we use R character as symbols and where you place them. And that's a practice method of the Vajra body. And the 6 syllable that we can hear, they also use R. The wisdom also use R. The essence use R. The outer shape also uses R. 4 kinds of R. So R can represents the heavenly path, wisdom, essence, and outer form. Inside the body, there are 6 R characters. And the above 4, which I just mentioned, so this is in the scope of Vajra body. So according to the different scopes of the Vajra body and the different requirement of the various main texts in the Tantra division, the alaya consciousness, which is the 8th consciousness, relies on the habitual tendencies. The habitual tendencies also in the alaya consciousness. And the Vajra Tantra, they say that the R characters are at the navel. Chakra Samvara Tantra is at the Lotus Palace, which is the secret chakra. Guya Samaya is the opening of the crown. The opening of the crown right here. And the 4 Tantra and Sambhuga Tantra asserts that the locations are at the joints inside the body. Joints. These are the different assertions due to the different goals of this Tantra, and they don't contradict each other. So Hervajras, Asakasambaras, Guyasamayas, they're all different. And the 4 tantras, they're all different. But they don't contradict. It's just their functions are different. So whether you want to memorize them or not, it's fine. In the past, my guru taught me that the R character is all over your body. They can be everywhere inside your body. Like the home character, sometimes they're all over your body. Like one of the 21 taras is the home sound tara. And she uses the home character and places it at the brow chakra. At the throat chakra, she placed the home character at the heart chakra, at the navel chakra, and at the secret chakra. They are all home characters. And immediately, our whole body becomes a huge home character. And these home characters can leave our body and being pasted on other people's body. The white home character being pasted on somebody else's body, then their calamity will be eradicated. And if you paste a red home character on somebody else's body, that person will experience love and respect. And if you paste a blue home on somebody else's body, then that person would love and respect you and will not obstruct you anymore. Which means you have subdued that person, so that person will not obstruct you anymore. And if you paste the yellow home character on somebody else's body, that person will enrich himself and can buy lottery tickets. So that's the Dharma practice of the home character Tara. So the white one is to purify or help others. Red one is to magnetize, and blue one to subjugate, and the yellow one is to enrich or to increase their good fortune. And yourself too can transform. The same with our characters. That you visualize the R characters at all parts of your body, all the joints, the chakras, the 5 chakras. So when you use R characters to fill all parts of the body, you yourself becomes the R character. And that's the practice of the Vajra body. It's the same with the home character Tara, home or R character, all the same. Om Ahom they all have the same function. In Tantrayana, Om Ahom is referred as the 3-character lucidity. 3-character lucidity. So when you practice the Vajrabadi, first you paste the R character on yourself, and then you transform yourself to become R character. So that's the meaning. the purpose. But different tantra have different application. For Hevajra, Guyasamaya, Chakrasamvara, Yamantaka, their placements are different. Their locations are different. Mom told Xiaoming, when you get off school, don't get left behind. But Xiaoming replied, but they don't want to walk with me. And Mom asked why, because they were afraid that the brother would kidnap them.
妈妈跟小明讲，小明，你看，妹妹考100分，然后你才考50分。小明讲，我是照妈妈的话做的。
Mom said, "Look at your sister got 100 and."
你说，
But
我只要有妹妹的1半就好。
But Mom, you said that, that you said that if I'm only half my sister, that's good enough. That's why he got 50.
Uh, 最近有很多的网美。什么叫网美？网络的美女是吗
？Recently, there are many internet beauties.
都在找摄影师拍全裸的写真。
And trying to find photographers to do a nude picture of themselves. And I thought I'm only young once, so shouldn't I find a cameraman to do that and ask them, how can I get a photo of a nude picture of mine, but it's not pornographic? And the photographer replied that you should just find a forensic doctor instead. I don't understand. Do you understand? I know what a forensic doctor is, but why? The photographer asked her to find a forensic doctor instead. It must be the sister of the Precept pig again. I went to a salon and the lady who did my manicure is very beautiful, and I asked her for dinner and movie, and the beautiful lady said, I'm married already. So I said, why don't you tell your husband? All you have to tell him is that you just get home a little bit later. And the beautiful lady said, hey, why don't you ask him yourself? He's shaving your face. Those are jokes. So that's all for today. Om Mani Padme Hum.
非常感谢法王圣尊莲生活佛精彩宝贵的法语开示。我们现在恭请师尊师母移驾到台下，与所有的弟子说再见，及带领弟子们做大礼拜。
This ends the English interpretation today. Please remember to return your receivers if you have any. Thank you very much.
是正在跟孙的弟子们说再见。
师尊，我们想你。想你，我们爱你。谢谢师尊，师尊，我们爱你。我爱你，我们爱你。师尊，我们爱你。我爱你，我们想你。感恩师尊，我们爱你。谢谢师尊，我们好想你。愿神配合。我们想你。我们想你。我们想你。师尊，我们想你。谢谢师尊。求见，感恩师尊，我爱你。好，师尊，谢谢师尊的加持。谢谢师尊的加持。我们爱你。爱你。我们爱你。感谢你的加持。我们爱你。
好，谢谢所有的同门。我们现在恳请师尊带领我们一起做观想顶礼坛城。顶礼坛城，一拜根本传承上师及十方三世一切诸佛。嗡啊吽，观想顶礼。回天心三言，二拜诸菩萨。嗡啊吽，观想顶礼。回天心三言，三拜诸护法金刚。嗡啊吽，观想顶礼。回天心三言，四平等一起手。我们现在呢，请大家呢就是先排好6尺的距离。 恭请法王圣尊言生活佛为与会大众做麻利支天法灌顶，请大家保持6尺的距离，谢谢。 保持6尺的距离，谢谢。还没有接受灌顶的同们，请你们赶快过来接受灌顶，灌顶即将要结束了。让我们以最热烈的掌声感谢法王圣尊莲生活佛慈悲赐受灌顶。网络直播到此结束，非常感谢大家的收看，阿弥陀佛。We now conclude this live broadcast. Thank you for viewing.